Hi there guys, and welcome to my classroom here in beautiful Bangkok, Thailand. I work at an international school and I've been working in international schools for over 20 years now. And in this video I thought I would just kind of give you a little bit of an insight into what it's like being an international school teacher, give you a little bit of a tour of my classroom and my school as well, just in case you're interested in finding out more about this and maybe you actually want to start looking for an international teaching job overseas. My name's Mark. I teach individuals and societies. That's kind of humanities. It's integrated humanities. I teach that with grade 10, but I mainly teach IB diploma students, which is the oldest students, grade 11 and 12. I teach IB diploma business management, and over the past 20 years, I've also taught a lot of IB diploma economics. So yeah, this is it. This is where hopefully the magic happens and a lot of the learning happens. And I've been here at this particular school. It's called KIS International School in Bangkok. Been here for 3 years now. Just come back. We've just done 2 weeks of the new school year. So we're kind of welcoming students in and sort of just getting back into the swing of things. So if you're interested in working in an international school, there's probably a lot of things that I could sort of fill you in on. The first thing I suppose is that there are so many different ways to get jobs in international schools, and I got my first job by just calling in and visiting a school when I was on holidays and dropping off my CV, and then a job came up a little bit later. I did a lot of applying online. I've joined recruitment agencies. I've made a video about recruitment agencies and what I think in terms of their value, especially for new international teachers or people seeking to go abroad for the first time. So I really think joining an international teacher recruitment agency is a great idea. But I've also found jobs through applying directly to schools as well. So there are lots of different ways to do it, and there are lots of different recruitment agencies, and sometimes those agencies organise recruitment fairs where you get to go and sort of experience almost like a speed dating situation where you're meeting all the principals, all the heads of school, all at once in one venue over the course of 3 days. And you line up all of your interviews, and then you sort of go bang, 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 and you have all of these interviews in a really short period of time. And then you get the job offers coming in and you've got to make a really quick decision. It's pretty exciting. A lot of people don't like the recruitment fairs, but I think they're pretty cool. So that's kind of, a little bit about how to go about getting a job, and I can talk a lot more about that. I suppose the other thing is why. Why would you want to teach at an international school? So even though this classroom is not very modern, we do have a pretty modern facility overall. And the great thing is with international schools is the resources that you've got. So for example, if I just want something for my class, I just order it and it comes. If we want some more textbooks, we get the library to order the textbooks for us. If we want to subscribe to online platforms and other resources for our classes, we just get the school to subscribe. Even though this is a for-profit school, where that situation probably isn't quite as strong as in other schools that I've been at that have been non-profit, where all the money just goes straight back into the school. You can kind of get anything you want within reason. Even though we are a for-profit school here, we really don't have any issue with resources. I order stuff all the time and it just gets delivered to my classroom. So we have like a central place where we get all of our stationery and all of that kind of resources, but also we can make purchase orders from outside of the school, and generally we have no trouble getting things approved. If we want to go off on workshops and training for our curriculum, if there are new guides to our curriculum, new things that have been updated and we want to go off on training, we can generally do that. In most international schools, you can travel even internationally to go to workshops and go to training, go to conferences. That's a pretty cool thing about this. I coach football, so I get to go on international trips as well, and that's all paid for, and everything is covered. We get a stipend while we're away as well for our expenses. So it's a pretty great life as an international school teacher. And the other thing, of course, is the travel and the fact that you can sort of pack up and move whenever you want. This is my 4th year and I'm thinking about whether or not I might move on after this year. So back to the recruitment situation, it's early to mid-August and already teachers are having to think about whether they will sign a new contract for the following year. And schools are already starting about whether they'll need to recruit some people for the following year, and they always will. So I might be on the sort of recruitment path again, looking for a new job. And that's why I'm creating some of these videos, just to help other people that are sort of less experienced and don't quite know how the whole recruitment works for international schools. So check out some of my other videos if you want to find out some information about that. I've got some resources as well. So anyway, this is it. This is an international school in Thailand. It's a pretty good one. I wouldn't say it's top tier, but we do pretty well. We get looked after. Salaries are pretty high, potential for savings, opportunity for travel. It's a pretty great life. There is a huge range of international schools, different tiers, and you need to kind of work that out. But I've been really lucky. All of the international schools I've worked at, and I've worked at 6 international schools now. They've all been really great. The students have been great. You meet some incredible colleagues, make some great lifelong friends, do a bit of travel, teach, as I said, some amazing kids from all around the world. It's pretty good. 23 years now I've been doing this, and I can't imagine going back to Australia to teach in a public school. For a little bit of a walk around, I think. Just your standard classroom. It's actually a pretty old classroom, in fact, so it's not perfect, but we sort of make do. And I suppose if I just walk around, you can see it's got most of the things that you want with regards to projector, and quite a lot of whiteboards, some good space, tables in groupings. We are sort of doing a lot of development of the school, so there are sort of buildings that are much more modern, a little bit more high tech, and I'll probably move into one of those as well. But yeah, so on my back wall here, it's mainly the MYP stuff. So MYP curriculum is an international curriculum, if you're not aware of that, and it runs from grade 6 to 10 here at our school. So I've sort of got my units outlined there, 4 units for the year for the grade 10s. We have sort of some other information there that relates to the program, so approaches to learning stuff, global contexts. It's integrated humanities, and the big focus is on things like inquiry, more inquiry-based rather than content-focused. And the good thing about the MYP, and the bad thing about the MYP, the middle years program, is that you get to be very creative. You create your own units. You don't have to follow any set curriculum in terms of content. You create your units based on learning outcomes, based on the units of inquiry, and based on concepts, conceptual learning, global contexts. And I tend to focus a little bit more on the subjects that the students are going to select in grade 10 to study in grade 11 and 12 for the IB diploma. So I actually do have an economics unit, I have a business unit, I have a psychology unit, and I have a global issues unit. Whereas for most of the grade levels in the MYP in INS, Individuals and Societies, they're mostly sort of more integrated humanities and not focusing on those specific subject areas that they'll have to teach in the IB diploma. So in the IB diploma, I teach business management. I've got some of my resources over here. Some of the stuff behind me is sort of where I post stuff with regards to the content that the students have to get through. And one thing about this classroom, one of the reasons why I moved, is that I've got a storeroom there in the background. It's where I'm actually sort of I make videos, and I make YouTube videos for my business students. So I'm using that as my studio. And also I get this great view of the football field. So let's just go over here, and you can kind of see, it's probably a bit glary, so you might not be able to see it very well, but you can see that I can see the football field. And because I coach football, it's kind of a cool little thing that I can kind of check and see whether the players have arrived for training yet before I run down there, or I can just keep an eye on other players that I'm watching, other teams that are training. Some pretty nice facilities that we've got here. That's sort of the newer part of the school over there on the other side. And there's a lot of development happening at the moment, so we've a lot of things that we're doing, trying to kind of keep pace with being a modern campus, because we have a new campus as well called Rainwood Park, and it's incredibly modern. So to compete with our sister school, I suppose, our other campus, we have to keep things, stay on track and keep modernising. We have a swimming pool there. We have 2 swimming pools, so there's one swimming pool there, and the other one is in the other block there, and you can see a little bit of Bangkok in the background. So anyway, yeah, if you're interested in this kind of content, I'm going to do more stuff in my classroom and maybe show some of my lessons at some point as well. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, and also if you're interested in my own personal job applications, if I do decide to tell them that I'm not renewing my contract, then I'm going to sort of go through that whole recruitment process, the job application process. And if that's the case, then we'll see where I end up in my next job. Cheers. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to my babble. And yeah, welcome to my new classroom for this school year. And I'll hope to see you in another video. Bye for now.